I know that this episode is going to be filled with evidence and information, I said with a slightly disingenuous tone. But with the many variants of Misaka running around doing their own little thing with their own commands and investigations and whatever it is, and Accelerator seemingly doing them in one by one, many questions have arisen, but one thing I know is that Toma is somehow going to find himself in the midst of it. We better watch to find out, though. And considering that she is registered as the strongest, then are the other versions of her also quite powerful? I know they have to use those goggles as a... well, to make up for shit they don't have, actually. I believe the explanation was that they can't notice the molecules in the air or something about the electrons. I'm not really expecting the best of explanation as to how all of these abilities work. But at least passing it off as not just magic, like with the runes and summoning fire spirits, it would be nice. Also, to see what that samurai girl can do, because when she was holding Toma back in like episode 3 or whatever it was, I believe she didn't actually use any magic there and just her sword and some piano wire. I don't think those subtitles are meant to be there. You wouldn't want to lose your shoes running barefoot outside is not great. We saw that with the rifle. He basically can ricochet bullets back, but why or how, or what exactly he's doing. Dodge. So he has some sort of, well, to put it layman'sly, force field which repels everything. That's what it looks like. Huh, I can see... not quite true, but at least on the surface it's... well, you're just actually changing the trajectories of everything. As default. Ooh. He seems to be getting some perverse pleasure out of this as well. Well, at least it's not shivering again like it was in the other one. She was running. Is she actually going to be easy to find? Other than just plot and ominous music, why did he turn to that alley in particular? It seemed as though there was actually something forcing him there. The shoes didn't have blood splotches over them previously, did they? And unless she ran a bit, oh, there wasn't a change of corner either. Yeah, having someone that you were talking to mere minutes earlier, not the greatest of finds. Yeah, it doesn't look like Accelerator went easy. Other than the fun of it and to show off, was there any particular reason why he would do that? Don't worry, you can bring the cat. Is he going to be treated as one like a prime suspect? Uh, it's not just the body though. There's no sign of blood, bullet casings, anything of the like. You did see the shoe back there, right? In a city full of people who have mystical abilities, of course there'd be strange occurrences. Why is no one thinking that, someone must be covering this up, or... God, what's with the camera angle? Other than trying to create a sense of confusion. Meow. Oh, it was carrying something. That's a body bag. I guess seeing someone standing upright talking to you after what you just witnessed. You're doing well to alleviate his stress. Do you want that answered? Would you prefer to live in a world of denial? Guest 1, 2, 3, 4. So she can't impart information. Yeah, we could kind of work that one out. And now that there's multiple, and they all share some sort of hive mind, because they're all talking as if they're the one who left the cat. Did the police guys just give up chase? So, yep, no, it's fine. Let's not follow the kid. Do they all have the magnetic field defect as well? There was, what, 17 of them there? I didn't actually count. Unless it's some arbitrary serial number. She's either number 32 or 10,032. Okay. Do they all share and update their memories immediately, or stem cells? So they are clones, kind of. I was about to say, I thought he wasn't given clearance to know this, so why is she giving him all of this? And the fact that none of them seem to have their own, like, personal sentience. They all follow this strict orders and consciousness. Creepy as hell. But also wouldn't put it past any sort of organisation for doing that kind of thing for military use. Would you want to know about it? Or would you rather be kept in the dark that your being is being used as a template? Okay. As long as you don't let food burn. Yeah. There's things like that, like the over burnt toast is a carcinogen. But so many things apparently cause cancer, it's hard to keep on track of all of them. She's already opened a beer, you can't expect her to do anything for herself. No. Not enough. There's not enough meat. Oh, there's no smashing it into her face this time. Take the cat, leave her behind. Why does no one take my advice? What is her metabolism if she thought she'd die from starvation? That's fine for one person. But from what we've seen, a little downtime and silence like this is much needed. Is this really something you want to get involved in, though? Hmm. Is it something that you can help with? Is it something that you really need to help with? Is it something that is going to put you in danger just knowing? Is she going to answer in the first place? Someone must have labelled it wrong. Where indeed? Oh no! And yeah, I really recognise her voice. She's voiced several characters. Is... Oh, she's letting him in. She's not inviting him in out of the goodness of her heart. If he goes in, he's in for at least a severe questioning over what's his connection with her roommate. At least they live in a place which looks a lot more secure than his place. Any particular reason they're in the middle of the room? Oh, so you're indulging in her bed there? It's full of her scent. Why wouldn't she be there? You're not doing much to dissuade that opinion, though. No? They have a weird taste on what is considered normal. I don't know why that made me laugh. She forced the previous tenant to leave. Following all legal avenues, I'm sure. A lot of enemies, a lot of people that would use her power for their own advantage. People who would use it to advance themselves in society. And what is he? A pencil skirt and high heels. Let me guess, they're not allowed guests, let alone a male. Is that not going to work on him? If you just said the right hand is the reason why, I wouldn't grab him by that hand. Really? Under the bed is the first place you choose to hide? What of the life-size bear? Why is the cat forced under there as well? Good thing he's going to sleep instead of crying out. These cats are so well behaved. Oh no, paper! But obviously, there's some sort of important letter, but why? Why the dramatic music? Only one. By this only one person, do you mean one person ever? Or one person at a time? And are they currently talking about Accelerator? And would the battles only involve the clones or the original at some point? Yes, but when there isn't. Yeah. Enough to affect all electronic devices in the surrounding area. You say followed the propellers, but is there a way to track where she's near just by looking at them? Which one's turning the fastest? I remember reading something about teleportation. I think it was about the Star Trek teleporters, which it's not actually teleportation, it's more disintegration and then reintegration at the other side. So are you technically still you, or were you killed and this is just a new version of you? When you think of teleportation like that, I'm not so into it anymore. But having an impervious reflector shield on at all times could be quite useful, and that's apparently only the setting he has it on at the minute. What Accelerator is capable of, I shudder to think. And if it is Accelerator they're talking about there with the level 6, why are they pursuing all these clones of her? Why not use a bit of his DNA? If they can obtain it, of course. Although it definitely makes sense. This guy doesn't look like the type that would really get on well with others and follow orders, so maybe you wouldn't want to create a whole army of super soldiers based on that particular blueprint. But so far, when I think of what I've seen in Index so far, it's as if someone asked the author, so, what kind of situations and storylines are you going to follow? And they just responded, yes. At the end of this, are we also going to include time travel, beings from outer space, the realisation of fairy tales into reality? I don't think there's much off the table because it's pretty much all being jammed in here. What happened to the book that he bought, though? I'm guessing it was a book on animal care. He doesn't really have the spare money to really throw away, so hopefully it's somewhere safe. But if there really are as many clones as it's seeming, and if they've got the original stem cells, a seemingly innumerous amount that is potentially capable of being made, yeah, I'm not surprised they're kind of throwing them at this accelerator just to see what happens. And the way it's going, he is either going to be just a person of interest that they really want to exploit a weakness so they can keep him under control, or a previous experiment that went badly. It's not surprising that in a world like this, people born with natural powers and those which might only be brought on through serious and ethically questionable experiments. If you actually know what's going on, don't let me know down below, unless of course it is information I have been given and glossed over / forgot. And there are going to be so many twists and turns. There already have been. It's only been 11 episodes so far. So the series to come, wow. Hopefully I'm up to it, and hopefully you're going to enjoy it. If you liked this one, please let me know. Leaving a comment and maybe even a like on the video would be greatly appreciated. And if you don't want to miss out in the future, subscribe to the channel. From my personal experience, there have been quite a few channels which I have stumbled across and not subscribed to and then completely forgotten forever. If you wish not to make that basic error, you know what to do. After what I just witnessed, I believe I'm going to have to go and wash that irony, somewhat quite recognisable taste of blood out of my mouth. So, get some rest. We're all going to need it. Join me for the next one. My patrons are pretty much the exact opposite of the Misaka clones, mainly because they aren't numerous in number. If you would like to make up for that very small deficit, consider joining onto my Patreon, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today. So I need to thank Sal, Raywin, Electricant, Denman1997, Shiwan, Jennifer Rojas, Mecha, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Yuki Ali, Shane Dunlop, Dark Shadow 7899, and everyone else.